Okay, so what we're demonstrating here today is the box plotter, and it's available on my website by clicking the box plotter link that's on my website. And if we back up for a second and look at that, um, is it available? No, I'm one step up. Okay, let's back up. Okay, and if you go to my site, you'll see it again. I'll point it out one more time. It says Interactivate or Interactive Box Plotter. If you select that link, that takes you to the box plotter and just walking you through that. Okay, and what we're going to do today is enter our own data, and it's the last category of the three that we had to do for an assignment on Tuesday. And so what I'm going to do first is clear out the data that's in here. All right, I'm going to clear that all out. We're going to describe our data, okay, and I'm going to type wingspan. All right, we're going to put that in here. And so by putting that in, I'll have labeled that so I know what that data is. And then I'll come here. And I said I'm going to use a spreadsheet, our data, okay, from our class. So wingspan. So what I'm going to do is list the measurement for wingspan and then the gender so that we can make some comparisons. So the wingspan, the first one is 60. Okay, and I'm going to put a comma after that, and then I'm going to classify what the gender of that person was. Okay, and that was a male. Okay, so I'm going to put M in there. Now the box plotter, when you're using this at home, okay, it's very important that you enter all the data the same way. If you don't, it throws you an error message. So we got 60 and an M. All right, so 63.5. All right, and that person was a male. Okay, comma, male. All right. The next one is 60.5. You guys keep an eye on me. Make sure I'm entering this data right, comma, and that person was a female. All right, and noticing my data is all going in the same way. We have a 67.5, and that person was a male. Okay. We have a 58, and that person was a female. Okay. We have a 65, comma, and that person was a male. Okay. 59, and that person was female. Okay. We have a 65 again, comma, and that person was male. Okay. We have a 69, and we're going to get three of those now. So 69. And the first one was female. It's not marked, but if you guys have a blank in your spreadsheet, that person was a female. And I got it out of the wrong spot. Okay. The next 69 was a male. Okay. The following 69 was female. Okay. The next one was a 65, and the 65 was a female. Okay, and then we have a 69, and that person was a male. Okay, and then we have a 65, and that person was a female. Okay, and then the last one was a 63. Okay, and that was a female. Okay, now I entered that data quickly. This is what you do at home. Okay, bless you. Now I'm going to show you a couple things. We entered our data, and if you want to update the box plot, you can just press that, and there is a display. That's the display of our wingspan data. Okay. Now, you may have to answer some questions. So how do I see the 5-number summary? You can read from the box plot, okay, and you can estimate. But if you want to see the exact values, you press the Show Statistics button, and that'll give you all 5 of the 5-number summary. Okay, so you know the number of items measured. There were 15, The minimum wingspan was 58. The maximum wingspan was 69. The median was 65, and then the quartiles were 60.5 and 69. So when you're at home, okay, you're away from the graphing calculator, you're away from the TI Nspire that we have up here, or you can use the box plotter. That's accessible to you on the internet. Okay? Does that make sense? All right, now I'm going to close this. All right? So you saw that. You can also take and uncover outliers. It'll actually do that for you. And for some whatever reason, it's been, I don't know, really slow. But it does work, and it'll pop up there. And there were no outliers, okay, because it didn't uncover them. Okay, now that's the data graphed as one complete overall graph, okay? All the males and the females are thrown together. If you want to graph it by category, all right, and compare the males to the females, all right, then you can look at it this way. The red graph, I think, is the females. Let's make sure. No, yeah, it is. Females are the red, males are the blue. All right, let's close this. All right, and let's look at this now. Just viewing the two graphs, all right, displayed by category, all right, who basically had a longer wingspan? Tony. Okay, why are you saying the females had a longer wingspan?
Because their scale is bigger than the males.
Okay, now I'm glad he said that, because that's going to give us some insight into how you're interpreting these box plots. Okay, don't compare by the size of the box. Okay, the size of the box shows the middle 50% and basically displays the spread, how far the scores were apart from each other. All right, so what this is saying is the female scores were spread out. All right, we have short females and tall females, and so their wingspans are going to vary by that. Okay, does that make sense? So that's why this box is so big. But that doesn't mean compare the middle 50%. All right, this wingspan for the females was roughly, all right, between 58 and 67, right? Okay. If you look at the guys, the male, all right, their wingspan was from 62 to 70. So I'll go back and ask you again, who had the longer wingspan? Males or females? It's not how many, but who had the bigger? Brett.
Oh, the male.
Male did. Look at the middle 50. Almost. I'll say a third. All right. We'll just say this: the middle 50% is bigger than half. Almost more than half of them scored above the ladies here. Okay. So the middle 50% is way bigger than the middle 50% for the girls. Okay. That's one way to say it. All right. What's another way we can justify saying that, hey, the guys had the longer wingspan? According to the box plot. All right. Any other ways we can say that? Let's compare men's. All right. Men's. Females had shorter people down here on the low end, didn't they? Okay. The shortest wingspan for the male was like 58. Okay. Shortest for the female was like under 56.9. Okay. 56. Makes sense. If you calculated the range, who's going to have a bigger range? Range is the max minus the min. All right. Well, when you look at it this way, on the length, who's going to have a bigger range? Females, right? Because the graph is longer from min to max, shorter from min to max for the guys. All right. Questions? All right. So that's some ways to look at this graph. You also can set the horizontal scale. Let me demonstrate that. All right. If you want to take a look at the box plotter with your own scale, all right, you can select this, and let's say we want to use, instead of decimals, we want to use, for the min and the max, we want to use a value like 55. All right, so I can just take and select that, and then I can type in 55, okay? And I can select the max, and since it looked like it was close to 70, I go with 71, just so we have some whole numbers. All right, and I'll set that, and that resets your scale on your box plot. Okay? Does that make sense? So you can adjust it so you have it the way you want it. Does that make sense? Then you can close, then you have your box plot. Okay? So you can either look at the data all lumped together, males and females all in one box plot, or you can look at the data and compare by category. And on today's worksheet, okay, and I'm going to transition away from how to use the box plotter. Are there any questions before I do that? Any questions about how to use the box plotter? Okay. So if you want to enter data, you have to go and clear what's in this lower menu and then enter your data carefully. All right. So that ends our video.